Boom! Bah. Hey, boom! Hey, I'm Thundercloud. This is Bruce. Hey, Bruce. Hi, James. I'm Thundercloud, not James. Hi, Thundercloud. Thank you very much. Welcome to Chillin Tuesday on this 10th day of January 2023. Here at the Australian Poetry Hall of Fame in Guyra. Well, this week we've got the Guyra Lamb and Potato Festival on tomorrow, all the way to the 23rd of January. Yeah, and there's going to be lots going on. Let's begin with our acknowledgement of country and acknowledging the traditional custodians on the land on which I broadcast from, the Banjo and the Killmillaroi people. Acknowledge the continuing connection to the land of the elders, past, present, and emerging. Acknowledge sovereignty has never been ceded. Well, what's been going on here at the Australian Poetry Hall of Fame? I've been flat out getting ready for the Lamb and Potato Festival. We've got lots of things happening. So, Tuesday nights, we're going to be recording Chillin Tuesdays to a live audience, if the live audience shows up. Wednesday night, Words Poetry Night, yeah, that's going to be fantastic. We're going to be doing it from the big stage this week and next week because there are going to be plenty of people around here. So that's Wednesday night. Thursday, we got some films here. Friday night, we've got a Psytrance Doof, all-age Psytrance Doof this week on the 13th. Then Saturday morning, the market, and every day, like the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21th, I'm doing Thundercloud's Australian Poetry Hall poetry show with the Thundercloud and guests like Gladys, Steve Wordsmith, etc., etc. You know some of the ones from Wednesday Words Open Mic Night. Yeah, but look, hey, I had a bit of great luck this week. After 8 months, I managed to reclaim my hacked Facebook account for the Australian Poetry Hall of Fame /Guyra and James Arthur Warren. So I'll be migrating back from Australian Poetry Hall of Fame and James Warren back to James Arthur Warren and Australian Poetry Hall of Fame /Guyra over the next few weeks. And in doing so, I managed to recover my lost poetry from January through to May last year. And so I'm going to indulge myself and indulge you in some of my very own poetry that I wrote through the year of 2022. Yes, it was a fairly good year. Not as prolific as poetry writing as some of my other years, but hey, I'm working 24/7 on this place, day in, day out, making coffees, yada, yada, yada. And if I had more time, I'm sure I would write more poetry. So you can help by supporting this place by going to Australian Poetry Hall of Fame's web store on australianpoetryhalloffame.com.au and clicking on the store, and you can see our t-shirts and our range of merchandise there, as well as the Guyra Lamb and Potato merchandise, and also the Oz Poetry Hall of Fame Etsy store, where you can also get the t-shirts and the merchandise as well, mugs, etc., etc. And that's one way that you can support this place, but at the same time get something back. Yes, and of course come here and support our events too. We've got the bush dance coming up, the big hairy bush dance on the 21st of January, and the fantastic comedy hypnosis show with the wonderful Wayne Donnelly on the 20th. So buy tickets because they're selling quick and they're selling out, and you don't want to miss out on these fantastic, once a year shows here in Guyra. Well, the bush dance might be happening every 3 months. All right, let's begin with the fella that brought me here. I guess I went down to the Banjo Paterson. Yeah, that's not all, folks. I went down to the Banjo Paterson Poetry Competition in Orange and Festival in 19 and in 20. And in 19 I got third, and in 20, well, on the way back, got nothing, but I was in it. I got this place, actually. I'm the biggest winner of all. Yeah. Even though I didn't get anywhere in the competition. So I'm going to celebrate Banjo Paterson with Mulga Bill's Bicycle, because throughout the Lamb and Potato Festival, I'll be doing this poetry, Thundercloud's Australian Poetry Show. Don't forget, give it a thumbs up now while you're listening, and write a comment who would you like me to see read out over the next few months here at Chillin Tuesdays? So think of some of your, what Australian poets, dead, alive, whatever you'd like me to read, because I've got a whole archive of Australian poetry here, and it's all for you, for me to read to you. Okay, just remember, as Kim Jong-un says, disobey. Right, moving right along. Mulga Bill's bicycle. You see, 'twas Mulga Bill from Eagle Hawk that caught the cycling craze. He turned away his good old horse, which served him many days to get away, go and rack off. Dressed himself in cycling clothes, resplendent to be seen, and hurried off to town and bought a shining new machine. And as he wheeled it through the door with air of lordly pride, the grinning shop assistant said, "Excuse me, can you ride?" "See here, young man," said Mulga Bill, "from Walgett to the sea, from Conroy's Gap to Castlereagh, there's none can ride like me. I'm good all round at everything, as everybody knows. Although I'm not the one to talk, I hate a man that blows. But riding is my special gift, my chiefest sole delight. Just ask a wild duck, can it swim? A wild cat, can it fight? There's nothing clothed in hair or hide or built of flesh or steel. There's nothing walks, jumps or run and acts or hoof or wheel. But what I'll sit while hide will hold and girths and straps are tight. I'll ride this here two-wheeled concern right straight away at sight." 'Twas Mulga Bill from Eagle Hawk that sought his own abode, perched above the Dead Man's Creek, beside the mountain road. Well, he turned the cycle down the hill and mounted for the fray, but ere he'd gone a dozen yards, it bolted clean away. It left the track and through the trees just like a silver streak. It whistled down the awful slope towards the Dead Man's Creek. It shaved a stump by half an inch, it dodged a big white box. The very wallaroos in fright went scrambling up the rocks. The wombats hiding in their caves dug deeper underground, but Mulga Bill, as white as chalk, sat tight to every bound. It struck a stone and gave a spring that cleared a fallen tree. It raced beside a precipice as close could be. And then, as Mulga Bill let out one last despairing shriek, and made a leap of 20 feet into the Dead Man's Creek. 'Twas Mulga Bill from Eagle Hawk that slowly swam ashore. He said, "I've had some narrow shaves and lively rides before. I rode a wild bull around the yard to win a £5 bet. But this was sure the darndest ride that I've encountered yet. I'll give that two-wheeled outlaw best its shaking all me nerve, to feel it whistle through the air and plunge and buck and swerve. It's safe at rest now in Dead Man's Creek. We'll leave it lying still. A horse's back is good enough, henceforth, for Mulga Bill." Yeah. A very, very, very classic Australian children's, well, all ages poem really, because it's just so funny in its own kind of way. Yeah, way out, way out, way out, way out. Hey, what are you doing here, Bruce? Do you want me to read you some of my poetry now, Bruce? Yes, I do. Okay. All right. Here we go. What have we got for you? Well, so I managed to get my Facebook account back, and I've sort of collated my poetry from January through to August, and I've only got 4 months to go. What do I know? What do I know? I don't know too much, but I know a friggin' lot. I don't know everything, and I know I can be a bit of a twat. I know it can be wrong, and I know a little bit of shit. I know I've more to know, and I stay open to learning it. I know what I don't. I know what I know some of what I don't. I don't know what I don't know, and I won't know what I won't. I know I've been at university and taught in school and college. I know I'll never know the whole universe of knowledge. I know for me to know that I need to do research. I know I ought not balance on an academic perch. I know I need to listen in order to be wise. I know I must discern facts from opinions, beliefs, and lies. I know a fool will talk and a wise man will listen. I know if I don't listen, then there's knowledge I'll be missing. I know there's more than knowing, like unconditional love. I know there's joy, bliss, peace, and ineffable above. I know it's best to be kind, respect, and not judge my friends. I know when to stop, and this poem ends. Okay, so yeah, so there, and there. All right, so that's what I know. So that was written on the last day of 2021, 31st of December 2021. So then that was the end of the year, a bit of self-reflection. Moving on to the first day of 2022, this was like over 12 months ago now. This is what I wrote. One day at a time, one day has almost gone. For a few more hours this day will linger on. Unabating is the time, as this day is nearly past. This may be the first day, but it will not be the last. Time is relative to the place it's measured from. Time goes in a spiral, spinning forward, and then it's gone. The past is but a memory, and the future is a dreamland. If you embrace the present and the now, then life can be grand. Another year's gone, another day's nearly over. A bee knows night and day and how to find clover. Synchronistic patterns and there's syncopated rhymes. Animals don't have clocks and they don't know times. Being in the present moment and the eternal now is a cat, a dog, and the sacred holy Hindu cow. Time is just a construct that people have created. We're late for an important date, and so we all get frustrated. Yeah, so there. Yeah, okay, all right. Okay, now, some of you may or may not know a little bit about my history, probably don't, because you're not my mum or my dad, or you're not me. So, way back in 1988, I went to university and I studied a Bachelor of Science in Australian Environmental Studies. My major was in environmental pollution and health. So, I am very passionate about pollution and not have been polluted because it's good for my health. And as you can see, I like to keep fairly fit. So this one, I guess I often like to reflect on like what I'm putting in my body and what I'm not and stuff like that. So here we go. What's your poison? What's your pollution? That's cool, that's the name of it. Pollution and poisoning with toxic and poisonous, it's got a sort of a lead in, yeah. So pollution and poisoning with toxic and poisonous chemicals is the most insidious threat to longevity and the health of the human population, but all animals on the planetary population's health. When the population finally discovers they have been systematically poisoned and polluted for generations, it'll be too late for most of them. Cancer now hits 1 in 2 people. Wow, that's a pretty mad statistic. Let's go. What's your poison? What's your pollution? Pollution in food, pollution in drinks, toxic lifestyles. Did you ever think? Stop and consider what you put in. Your body ought not be a garbage bin. Stress on the kidneys, stress on the liver, stress on the heart, a sewage-filled river. Toxic biocide chemicals sprayed by a farmer. Psh, 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 psh. Lethal cocktails marketed by Big Pharma. What's your poison? What's your pollution? Mouth, skin, intravenous, injection of a solution. Pesticide, herbicide, fungicide, you decide. Are you participating in the mass biocide? There's a solution. No need to panic. Stop the pollution. Grow and eat organic. If food is medicine and medicine your food, then allopathic pharmacy medicine is crude. Oil and hydrocarbons sold as a solution for big oil and pharmaceuticals to get rid of pollution. Medicine, toothpaste and water with fluoride, witnessing a slow systemic worldwide genocide. Weakened immunity, strengthened infection, bio-warfare on community, mass lethal injection. A silent tool of a secret war is propaganda. If they're culling sheep, then I'm a panda. Yeah, I'm a panda. Won't become extinct. I'm a panda. I stopped. I think. No chemicals in food. When I shower on my hair. No, I'm a panda, not a sheep. I breathe clean mountain air. Water from rain, falling from the sky. Not from a tap. I don't want to die of poisonous chemicals dissolved in solution. I'm an organic panda. What's your pollution? Okay. Rhetoric. Well, it worked for Socrates, works for me too. And you. So don't hang me or chop me up and into bits either. Okay, here we go. Oh, this one is dedicated to this fella, Kim with the jester hat, saying disobey. Have a drink first. We really need the news. Hey, don't we, Bruce? Yes, we do. Okay, Bruce. This is a bit about you. Here is the news. There is an amazing new variant of horse. It's a pink flying unicorn, of course, made by crossing a rhino and a pink bunny, a dragonfly and a horse. And no, it's not funny. You should not laugh at this genetic piracy. The TV told me, and it's not a conspiracy. Everyone knows the TV never lies. Ad break. Eat Auntie Mary's vegan pork pies. The pink flying unicorn has a big spike. Our reporter on the ground, over to you, Mike. Hi, I'm Mike from BS News. This unicorn is fierce. Oh my God, I've just seen this unicorn pierce 50 babies and a puppy with its unicorn horn. Stay at home, wear a mask, and I'm here to warn you, in order to protect you, eat goanna flies, consume, obey, the government never lies. Disobey. Right. What else have I got for you from 2021? So this is so far January. Okay. All right. This is a fictional dream. It's quite short. Okay, here we go. Hello, are you a white bunny? Yes, I am today. Thanks, Bruce. I followed a white bunny down a hole, and I found a man named Lee Harvey Oswald. And he said to me, I didn't shoot JFK, and that these are the games that the CIA play. Well, the Queen of England was there, and she was eating baby hearts. Well, this is where shit got weird. It's where it all starts. So Tweedledum made a call on the telephone to Tweedledee to come and get some adrenochrome. The next thing, I followed that bunny to heaven where DARPA and the CIA were planning 9/11. MK Ultra and MK Naomi were planning a scare and about to release biowarfare everywhere. Then they took a monkey and put it into a tiny little cup, and that was when I woke up. Yeah, I told you it was a fictional dream. So that's some of my surrealist stuff. As I just sort of get through things, you know, I go through phases. Sometimes I'm writing surrealist stuff. Sometimes I'm writing, philosophical stuff like time and a bit of spiritual stuff, whatever I come into. Whatever downloads happen, you know, little things about the bush, there's a little quatrain. The birds in the bush, or computer games. The sound of cicadas and campfire flames, bleat of a sheep, bird, sing, moo of a cow, butterflies, flowers, sunsets, living in the now. Simple, right? All right, so then this next one is goes into like if poetry were a colour. And I'll jump forward from January 22 in a moment. If poetry were a colour, it would be a multifaceted rainbow. Red sunsets of beauty and anger, pristine white as falling snow, orange of the desert plains, yellow like the sunflowers, changing hues of fiery flames, grey clouds bringing showers, magenta like a summer rose, ochre like the land and sand, peacock tails when they pose, emerald green forest stand, azure blue as a clear sky, turquoise as a tropical sea, eucalyptus bluish green, a changing coloured maple tree, pink of cherry blossoms, pinkish orange of a peach, tea stains on teacup bottoms, a golden sandy beach, the browns of nightingales, soft purple lavender hues, blues of the blue whales, wisteria and burnt bamboo, pastel green and also mint, the liquid black of writing ink. Don't forget baby pink. Poetry is a rainbow to make you think. Yeah, so something like that. It's again, they're much shorter lines, but in the way it's often in the delivery is how it comes across. You slow it down to each one, and then you can get that time for visualization. If I rush through it like you'd miss all that creative visualization that I take you into. All right, we're gonna go. Jump forward. All right, jump forward. I'm just going to go randomly forward now and find you something. Okay. Trixie is truly awesome. In a little forest lived a joyous little pixie who wore a green felt hat and was named Trixie. Trixie loved telling jokes and making people laugh with amusing anecdotes about a wingsuit flying giraffe. How the giraffe looped the loop and landed down, parachuting down and landing on the ground. After how the giraffe got even more trickier. Yeah, riding a monocycle Harley across Antarctica. And how the giraffe trained to become a ninja. Drank green tea and ate vegetables and ginger. And then how the giraffe fought a bully Shaolin elephant, defeated the elephant and came out triumphant. Now, Trixie, the pixie, who lived in the little forest, was a world famous poet, yes, one of the best. Because Trixie was happy and would never grumble. Trixie, the pixie, was funny, cute and also humble. One day, Trixie went out walking in the street. And just perchance, Trixie Pixie happened to meet a wingsuit flying monocycle Harley riding ninja giraffe. Trixie Pixie was gobsmacked, but the giraffe had a good laugh. Okay, here we go. This is my, that wasn't one of my best, that's for sure. Still in January. I've written a lot in January. My self-motivation, I guess. Do you ever feel a bit lazy? I mean, I know I've had, over the last 12 months, there was certainly some very cold days where I just sat around and like twiddled my thumbs playing on Facebook and on my phone and games and crap. But yeah, I'm here all day, every day, and I have to self-motivate myself to, to work, to cook, to make coffees, to clean and whatever, and write poetry and publish poetry and organise events and do this. And so it's only one person's responsibility to motivate myself. At the end of each day, I am responsible for my own health. Whether I take the easy route or choose pleasure over pain, the easy route isn't challenging. Without pain, there's no gain. If I want to improve my life, it's my job to self-reflect. Self-direct, self-correct through cause and effect. Not avoid, but take action. Set some goals and also do, because sitting, waiting doesn't change anything. It's true. There's only one who can change my life, and that person is me. All else is outside of me and all externally. So if I don't want to grieve and I want to change, achieve, I must set a course and also self-believe. If I want to become a better man, I must take some action. Not be blown like a leaf or part of a catalytic reaction. I must disobey my inner urge for unhealthy self-resistance and push myself and motivate myself at my own insistence. Yes. Yeah. Sometimes I do write some pretty decent stuff, and that's one of the ones I like, actually. I like it because I'm writing it to myself, and it's like a reminder to like pull your finger out of your bum, James. This is coming from Thundercloud, because James is a little pussy wussy and Thundercloud is not. Alright? You just don't know who you're talking to. by the way. Mostly not James. Do not read this poetry, it's pure garbage. It's worse than the smell of rotting cabbage. There's a whole lot more to it. It's actually, I think I had this intention to write a really bad piece of poetry. And that's how I started it, yeah. All right, so I'm gonna move right on. I'm gonna skip forward months ahead into February now. Ant music. Ant music is so very quiet. You can hear it on a moonlit night when the ants dance and sing. Lifts the mood and many things. Ant music has ant guitars and is played in most ant bars. Ant musicians wear ant pants and they love to dance ant dance. Ant musicians play in bands, play instruments with ant hands. Ant musicians listen to Queen, play Bohemian Rhapsody, real mean. Ant music is loved by ants, ants in fancy pants. Dance, ant, dance. But ant music you'll rarely hear, except on the quietest day of the year. Ant music is played in the ant mound. Ant music in ant surround sound. Ant music is so very quiet. Listen to ant music on the quietest moonlit night. Just one. Just one was a human who did what was morally right and fair. It never shaved its face, it never cut its hair. It would wake early in the morning and meditate in the sun, have a bath, eat a banana, and its name was Just One. Just One lived in a hut on a mountain and would dance. Yep. Just One would sing to the insects and some days wear no pants. It had no obligations and would go swimming just for fun. It loved a peaceful, joyous life. Its name was Just One. Ooh. Here's some serious stuff. Needs a podium. Distribution. Less than $1 a day. Works 12 hours a day. Less than a teenager. Minds cold tan for smartphones. $600 a fortnight. Watches 12 hours a day. More than a teenager. Netflix and Facebook. Less than $1 a day. Eats 1 meal per day. Never complains. Smiles. $1,000 per hour. Frowns 7 days per week. Holidays at $1 per hour. What determines worth? Time, date, place of birth. 157 of the richest 200 entities are now corporations, not government. Sweatshop employee makes footballs 12 hours per day. No after-school soccer. No school. No soccer mum. No RV. No Nike sneakers. $10,000 per hour makes life difficult 24/7 for $1 per day and $600 a fortnight. Eats caviar and truffles. You can bank on it. Let them eat cake, bread, starch, rise, maize. $10 million per hour. Ejaculates rockets to the stratosphere, filled with rare minerals mined for less than $1 per day. Wipes up his ejaculate with a gold threaded handkerchief. Robots are paid nothing, eat nothing, drink a bit of hydraulic fluid. $600 a week, eats what they can afford after the bills are paid. An Amazon worker eats a Big Mac and a Coke, and a Haitian child eats a mud cake. There is 1.5 times amount of food to feed that many people on the earth. It's a distribution problem. Here's one for the poets. I spoke with a plethora of deceased poets. You know, poets that are dead. I asked a question of 1,000 poets. I said, and this is what they all said: we support you, but we're not alive. You need to do what you must do. Tell the world about us and you'll thrive. 1,000 dead poets said this is true. I thank the dead poets for their poetry, and the people like me inspired by planting a seed and growing a poet tree. Poets' words remain after they've retired. 1,000 dead poets surround me, their poetry archived and preserved, packets of seeds to grow poetries. 1,000 future poets I have served. I love poetry. It's amazing. It's a beautiful thing. The creativity of the language. All right, I'm going to really jump forward because then there was somewhere there in a haiku for you. How about a haiku? So just to explain a haiku, it's a Japanese kind of poetry. It's 3 lines. First line's 5 syllables. Second line's 7 syllables, and then 5. Often written about nature or sort of ephemeral things. You'll get the drift. Soleil streaming in. Crepuscular needle sparks. Warm foliage and flesh. There we go. So yeah. Okay. Clear my throat. Here we go. This is the pink merman. I awoke one day and just because I can, I changed myself into a pink merman. I know you think a pink merman is weird, but I've got male genitals and a grey beard. I'm a pink merman and my name is Jim. I eat sea cucumber and I love to swim. I graze sea grass and I love to surf. And if I were blue, I'd be a Smurf. I'm a pink merman and not a mermaid. When I get thirsty, I drink coral lemonade. I love leisurely swims in the marine park and with my best friend who's a dog shark. I'm a merman, I'm a mammal, not a fish. I live in Atlantis and I can grant a wish. I live in the ocean at the bottom of the sea with a harem of mermaids just for me. They wear no tops and I can see their breasts, their pink bits too. Being a merman is the best. And when I get tired of their mermaid shit, well, I change back to a man and I just walk away from it. Okay. All right. Back to our man. Pretty sure, yep. All right. Got my legs on. Not me flipper. Okay. Okay. There once was a fairy and his name was Mary. His legs were very hairy and he was also very scary. He loved eating berries, blueberry and cherry, raspberry, blackberry. The berry-eating scary fairy whose name was Mary down behind the dairy was Mary Fairy picking berries. Fair enough? Okay. So that's what we call alliteration, when you have sort of words that sound the same, like yep, something like that. All right, well, here we are. Today, well, we know when this happened, don't we? You'll have to go and Google the date. Today, nothing else matters except Will Smith and Chris Rock. Not wars, not floods, not pandemics, politics, religion, or the weather. Yep, folks, Will Smith been all macho in defence of his wife. Not fuel prices, China, Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Wayne Bennett, the coach of the Dolphins. Not the federal budget. Not the approaching election, oil stocks taking a hit, and the Shanghai lockdown. That doesn't matter. Will Smith apologised with tears in his eyes, and that's what matters. Hyperinflation doesn't matter, homelessness doesn't matter, but what is really important is Will Smith and Chris Rock. Not. Okay. It's a big bit of calm. Or, no, let's start again. No, it's a Thundercloud quote. A little bit of calm or a big bit of drama, distraction, then reaction to alarms. It's tiring, fighting currents, go with the flow. Can't fight a wave, so swim in the undertow. Relax, practice detachment, let all be. Each circumstance unique, you, them, me. In order to move on, live in the here and now, there's no point crying over spilt milk of a cow. There's no point crying over spilt milk of a cow. Well, okay, so every year in April, there is on the Facebook is the Dirty 30. It's a 30 days of poetry prompts from old mate there. I can't remember his name, but he's there. So look it up, the Dirty 30. And so I'm up to April here. And I guess the first one, what is it? There's abstinence, and then day 2. And so it's about finding something that I actually want to read to you. Conflict. Okay. Conflict, this is called. Leaning back in limbo, dodging arrows and spears and bullets, slow-mo, Matrix style. Poisoned barbs fly forth, not a scratch or flesh wound. Dive in under the breaking surf. Flow with the undertow, let chaos pass overhead. In the silence is the bottom of the ocean. Little fish swim in schools. This is the moment of peace. The conflict within is to identify the fear before it digs its claws in, grows like a parasite. Say no to anger, yes to love, yes to compassion, and the winners of every war are the ones who choose not to participate. Togetherness. Hanky goes with panky. Slap goes with tickle. Dildo goes with the bedside drawer. Catholic priest goes to confessional with a young person, and politicians go to dinner with corporate lobbyists. Bankers go with our arms manufacturers. Governments go with police forces and armies. Corruption courts of law. A mug has many sides, left, right, inside and outside, and a mugshot. Big media walks hand in hand with big business, big arms, big pharma, big IT, and big banking. BlackRock has shares in State Street, and Vanguard, who also has shares in State Street and BlackRock, and State Street has shares in BlackRock and Vanguard. Confused I am. Fiat currency doesn't go with the gold standard. Masters have slaves, and slaves need masters in order to exist as slaves. Planting a poetry. Poet trees have good wood. Planting the seeds of future poets is the goal. Watching the poet trees grow. I ran a nursery, 1998, planting one seed at a time. A million of them. 20 years later, I can show you the forests. Seeds need the opportunity for growth and ideal conditions. Seeds plus soil plus moisture equals trees. Hence, a forestry nursery results in forests. The earth becomes greener and little birds have a forest home. Poet trees need the opportunity for growth. People plus inspiration plus opportunity to read, write, perform poetry. Hence, the Australian Poetry Hall of Fame in Guyra results in more poetry forests. Hence, the dirty 30 results in more poetry forests. And poet trees have good wood. Enough said. All right. Okay. So, there we go. Life on a timer. Seconds spent on creation or destruction. As the seconds tick away like rising dough, making bread, mixing yeast and flour, add warm water and knead. Let rise, punch down, divide into loaves, let loaves rise, break into golden, cool on rack, slice, eat, eat, eat and repeat. Life on a timer. Sun sets, moon rises, earth spins, horizons change. The position in the universe will never be the same. Yeah. Oh well. Alright, this is a duck called Bill. And I'm not too sure if it's good or bad, I don't know. But it is what it is. Bill the duck, or Duck Bill, or Duck Hill, or Hill Bill Duck. Don't know. Anyway. There once was a duck and his name was Bill. He lived in a rock on the side of a hill. Bill was single and lived all alone in a hollowed out rock on a hill that was his home. He wasn't a rich duck. In fact, Bill was poor. His rock home had a tin can lid as a door. One day Bill's rock began to roll downhill till it came to rest against an electricity pole. He crawled out of the rock and he said, "Oh my, someone changed the position of the sun in the sky." Bill took one last look as he walked away. He waddled with a swagger and a cool sway, singing, "My name's Bill and I'm a lucky duck. If that pole hadn't stopped me, I'd be My rock and rolling home would have ended on the road and I'd be flat as a squash cane toad." Bill found a girlfriend and built her a nest. Mrs. Bill said that Bill's nest was the best. She laid 5 eggs and hatched 5 kids, but Bill missed his rock home with his door of tin lids. When the ducklings were grown, Bill quacked, "Goodbye, quack," and waddled away from Mrs. Bill with a tear in his eye. Then he found a new hollow rock and a new hill. In a hillside rock lived a duck named Bill. Yep, something like that, yeah. Okay. Okay. Guyana. Oh my God. Oh no, I'm not going to do that one. Who is spinning the man from Nantucket? A man from Nantucket caught 6 fish with a bucket, a donkey, an emu and a hen. But he knocked over his bucket and then he said, "Fuck it, I'll have to catch him again." The man from Nantucket caught a donkey in a bucket and wrote on the ass with a pen, "I'm a donkey in a bucket." Then the man from Nantucket caught an emu, 6 fish and a hen. The man from Nantucket said to his wife, "Can you suck it? And don't bite that lollipop again." Then the man from his Nantucket gave his wife from Nantucket a donkey, an emu, 6 fish and a hen. A man had a bucket and he was from Nantucket. His wife cooked 6 fish and a hen. Then the man from Nantucket grabbed the emu and tried to chuck it, and the donkey ran away again. A man said, "Fuck it, My donkey from Nantucket has escaped, but not the fish or hen. Then the emu tried to kick the man from Nantucket, and ran off with the donkey again. An emu from Nantucket and a donkey tried to truck it, hitchhiked across the country as friends. They took with them a bucket they'd stolen from Nantucket, and this is where the story ends. Yeah, okay, well, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one. That's like a new spin on the man from Nantucket. Yeah. And a donkey and a bucket and a fish and an emu and an hen. Well, there was a blue bear, and his name was Blue. Well, if you had a blue child, you'd name him Blue too. He sat on a shelf in a house filled with smoke. It was no joke. Blue would cough and choke. Blue's owner said, "There's something I must do. Blue, as a gift, I'm going to give away you." Blue travelled to a theatre with a great big stage, smoke-free and not on a shelf like a cage. Blue stopped coughing and then began to sing, like an angelic symphony of a violin. And never again did Blue cough and choke. This is true. This is not some kind of sad blue joke. Well, Blue's now considering getting some pants to ask one of the local girls to the local bush dance, which is in Blue's theatre, and it's smoke-free. Then Blue's going to sing for you and for me. Yes. Don't forget the Big Hairy Bush Dance Band playing here on the 21st of January 2023, this very coming weekend after next. Yes, so get your tickets online from Eventbrite and Australian Poetry Hall of Fame's website and Facebook page, all from the door here. Okay, let's jump forward to a bit more into the year. The Dirty 30, day 27. What is sweet for a nanny goat is gonna bun their belly. Well, this is actually a proverb. Oh, it was based on a proverb. That's right. And so the proverb, which is it's a Jamaican proverb. Wow, sweet nanny goat gonna bun them belly. What is sweet for nanny goat's gonna burn their belly. You should never drink water that's putrid and smelly. If a nanny goat eats it, doesn't mean it's good for you. Drinking too much Coca-Cola will burn your belly too. Something like that. There you go. Oh my God. Well, okay, here's this one's Free Write Friday from the 29th day of the Dirty 30. So this should be the 29th day of April 2022. This was written. And Free Write Friday. Well, I ended up writing this quite a long rhyming surrealist one. Freak-o-currency. It was a freaky Friday, like I can't remember when, an emu hatched from an egg laid by a bantam hen. Ran through my back garden and kicked my toilet down. Then out of the poo hole climbed a man dressed as a clown. He tried to shake my hand and said, "How do you do? Could I please use your shower? I'm all covered in poo." I answered, "No, you can't, but you can use my garden hose." I hosed him off, revealing red hair, lips and a nose. I asked him if his name happened to be Ronald. He replied, No. He's my brother. My name's Bill McDonald." "What on earth were you doing down my toilet?" "I'm the poorer sibling and I couldn't afford a room to let. Anyway, it's healthier living in a toilet filled with shit than going to my brother Ronald's and eating some of it." He was really stinking. I said, "You smell funny. He replied, I'm a clown who just crawled from your dunny. I never would have met you if the emu hadn't kicked the toilet down. When my chooks turned to an emu, I met a stinky clown. This was only the beginning of my Freaky Friday. Me, Bill McDonald and an emu went to Summer Bay. Yes, that's where Home and Away is from. Well, Bill McDonald wanted to swim and I said, just do it. When who should walk down the beach but none other than Alf Stewart. The emu kicked Alf Stewart and nearly broke his neck. Alf gave a loud yell that sounded like, bloomin' heck! The emu got a fright and promptly ran away. Me and the smelly clown were left on the set of Home and Away. Then a monkey and a donkey, a wombat and a pig danced on the beach and did a little funny jig. Well, when a whale beached herself and asked us for a fish, a seagull flew on down and said, well, salty chips is my wish. I said, what the heck? It's a talking whale and a seagull. The seagull said, your friend the clown just climbed out of a poo hole. And now you've got spiders nesting in your beard. And this was a Freaky Friday. It was friggin' bloody weird. Well, because the wombat had started kissing with the monkey. I won't mention what the pig was doing to the donkey. Oh, I got a penny farthing and promptly rode on home. When I arrived home, I found I was all alone. And it was very smelly. My toilet was still destroyed. It was 10 o'clock at night and I was feeling quite buoyed. Only 2 hours left of this Freaky Free Right Friday, so I went to bed to sleep in hope of a normal Saturday. Early Saturday, I awoke and looked about my bedroom. Whoa, I saw an emu, donkey, monkey, wombat, but no pig in the gloom. Bill McDonald walked in and brought me breakfast in bed, freshly butchered bacon and a couple of emu eggs. I asked Bill McDonald why he smelled like flowers. He said, I just had a hot shower for 16 hours. And I put on fresh clown clothes and new clown makeup after I had rebuilt and fixed your broken toilet up. The emu ran outside and again kicked the dunny down. This was the first time that I ever saw that clown frown. But Bill McDonald had a plan and said, oh, I know what to do. Well, that Saturday evening, Bill and I dined on roast emu. Well, that's about all. And so my story starts to end. But I had very many new adventures with my new clown friend who climbed out of the toilet. Wow. All right. Oh, look, we're up to May. Oh, okay, we're still into some surrealist stuff. May. There was a little fish, and his name was Louie. A shiny neon violet fish with a little bit of bluey. One day while swimming, he swam through pollution and evolved to the next level of fish evolution. His third eye opened and his intuition, with ultrasonic hearing, he grew ears and could listen. Teleport, time travel, and also astral projection, swim past a mirror and not show a reflection. Louis could make things levitate using his intention. By warping space and time, move to any dimension. His favourite dimension, the 233rd, living a parallel life as an interdimensional bird. Yes. All right. Okay, well, look, you know, when you... The bungle. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. The bungle. In the deepest, darkest jungle in the wild, windy west lives a creature called the bungle, with a purple scale vest, and the boredom in the jungle in the place called Nothing to Lose inspires the creature called the bungle to tickle me and you. Well, when the bungle is bored and has nothing much to do, he creeps out of the jungle and he comes to look for you. The bungle is a beast who likes to tickle toes and sneaks up in the night to hold a feather to your nose with a little bit of pepper just to make you sneeze. Then the bungle sneaks away in the downwind breeze. The bungle is a creature who likes to make you laugh. He once painted a peacock the colour of a giraffe, but mostly enjoys sneaking up and tickling the best. Every tickled giggle is to pass the laughing test. The bungle is the creature who makes everything all right. Bungle makes you giggle and laugh in the darkest night. The bungle is shaved all over and it isn't at all hairy, because everyone knows a hairy bungle would be very scary. If you squint your eyes while sucking on a grape, the bungle kind of looks like a hairless naked ape. But when the day is over and the bungle's had his fun, well, he sneaks back to the darkest jungle at the setting of the sun. Yeah. All right. Well, another one. There we go. The bungle. Watch the bungle, bungle, bungle. Oh, look, here's one to my dad, because I love my dad. My dad is in my heart, like all my family. Without my dad, I don't know where I'd be. He supported me when times were tough, been supportive when I was in the rough. My dad's never been demanding. He's kind, compassionate, peaceful, understanding. In fact, my dad is peaceful like a dove. For all his family, my dad has love. My dad isn't even on Facebook, but uses my mum's Facebook to have a look. There's one thing, last thing that I have to say to my dearest dad. Happy birthday. Yeah. And I hope to see you really, 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 really soon. My dad. I love you, my dad. And my mum. My boys. My family and all my friends and everything. Back to yoga. You love everything and everything all the time. Why not? Life's too short to be angry and not loving. Does a snowman have a gender? Snow woman or snowman? If they're made of snowballs, does that make them masculine? Snow people, why not? Because they all left. Oh well. Okay. Oh no, I can't read that one out. Yeah, not now. You'll have to buy the book. Yeah. All right. Yeah, like bad taste, some of it. All right, sheep's poo shit spitting competition. 10 out of 10 ducks are zen, except when they aren't. Okay. All right. Oh, we're going more surrealist. Oh no, this one, my I'll do because my sister liked this one. Hi Sal, up there in Mount Burrell in the Rainbow House, the most amazing house in the Northern Rivers, the most beautiful house definitely that I've seen, because it's so beautifully coloured. Yes, check out Three Wishes Farm on Instagram. The Phoenix. In its smouldering ashes, the phoenix is reborn. When its feathers are touched by fire, burnt and torn, the old ways are destroyed, the phoenix rises in flame, crashes and burns, but rises magnificent again. The phoenix emerges from the flames of the fire, flying higher to aspire to what we'd all admire. With a plumage of feathers, coloured golden and red, the phoenix is reborn from the ashes of the dead. Here we go. When you want to say something and you don't know how to say it, when you are wondering when and how to say it, when you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, so you just stay quiet, when you need to be courageous, also compassionate and kind, when the truth needs to be told for your own integrity and you don't want to upset someone, when you want to speak up, but there is an inner voice saying, be quiet and be patient. When you're sure of something because your heart and intuition tell you the same thing. Fish swim in water. Water is in fish bowls. Fish live in fish bowls. Fish bowls are carried. Dropped fish bowls break. Glass shatters, water soaks, fish dries, fish dies. Fish don't belong in fish bowls. Fish belong free in rivers. Fish belong in seas and oceans. Water is in rivers and seas where fish live free from fish bowls which break. Sometimes you got to break a fish bowl. Okay, well, look, there's not too much there that I've got left for you. I've got heaps actually. I got heaps and heaps and heaps. I got so much that you just have to buy my book when it comes out. Nursery Goose Porridge Rhymes. When the night comes down and there's no moon, the dish runs away with a fork, not a spoon. Jack trips uphill with a cat and a fiddle. The twinkling stars sing, hey diddle diddle. Old Mother Hubbard moves into a shoe with another old woman who knew not what to do. The dog has no bone, an old man's rolling home. She's selling, she sells, while ragged rascals roam. The rocks have no pecks of pepper that's pickled. Rock a baby in the treetops unless you're tickled. Row your own boat while eggs sit on walls. Old MacDonald had a chicken laying Humpty who falls. Once I caught a fish alive, 1, 2, 3 it died. 3 blind mice cut tails with a carving knife. Are you sleepy, Brother John? Morning bells are ringing, ding ding dong, little boy blue, blow your horn and nose. Jack wasn't nimble or quick and burnt his toes. The old man's snoring and he's gone to bed. Vinegar and brown paper ain't gonna fix his head. Little Bo Peepers found a cock and not her flock. They've no tails to wag because they've all been docked with an itsy bitsy spider's just been washed out. Cock-a-doodle-doo, my dame shoe was chucked out. Georgie Porgy won't be missed by all the girls assaulted and kissed. When the boys came out to play, they were all so pissed that they rode a cock horse to Banbury Cross in my lady's chambers where I store my dental floss. Took him by the leg and threw him down the stairs. Morning bells are ringing, it's time to say your prayers. Little Jack Horner sat with Peter Pumpkinhead, stuck his thumb into the wife of Peter. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet and Jack jumped on a candlestick. Little boy Blue blew his horn but wasn't nimble nor quick. Ladybug, your house is on fire, and Anne under the pan's situation is very, very dire. Yes, very dire. All right, give thanks for the morning. Happy to be awake at the dawning, feeling I'm alive, I'm out of bed. I'd rather get moving or I'll freeze my head. Give thanks for the ice and the frost on the grass, the sun will come out and the cold will pass. Let's go outside and embrace the cold. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger and bold. Alrighty-o. Okay, well that's it from me, from my poetry for some of my poetry from 2022. It's a little special treat there for you tonight. And because I've got to practice it, I'm going to finish off with another one of Banjo Paterson. The Man from Ironbark, about a man who is from Ironbark. He had a beard. 'Twas a man from Ironbark who struck the Sydney town. He wandered here, he wandered over street and park, he wandered up and down. He loitered here, he loitered there, till he was like to drop, until at last, in sheer despair, he sought a barber's shop. Here, shave me beard and whiskers off. I'll be a man of mark. I'll go and do that Sydney toff up home in Ironbark. The barber man was small and flash, as barbers mostly are. He wore a strike your fancy sash and smoked a huge cigar. He was a humorist of note and keen at repartee. He laid the odds and kept a tote, whatever that may be. And when he saw our friend arrive, he whispered, "Here's a lark. Just watch me catch him, all alive, this man from Ironbark." There were some gilded youths that sat along the barber's wall. Their eyes were dull, their heads were flat, they had no brains at all. To them the barber passed the wink, his dexter eyelid shut. I'll make this bloomin' yokel think his bloomin' throat was cut. And as he soaped and rubbed it in, he made a rude remark. "I suppose those flats is pretty green up there in Ironbark." Grunt reply was all he got. He shaved the bushman's chin and made the water boiling hot and dipped the razor in. He raised his hand, his brow grew black and paused a while to gloat and slashed the red-hot rays across the victim's throat. Upon the newly shaven chin it made a living mark. No doubt it fairly took him in, that man from Ironbark. He fetched a wild up country yell might wake the dead to hear, and though his throat he knew full well was cut from ear to ear, he struggled gamely to his feet and faced the murderous foe. "You've done for me, you doggone bleat. One peep before I go. I only wish I had a knife, you blessed murdering shark. But you'll remember all your life, this man from Ironbark." He lifted up his hairy paw and with one tremendous clout, he landed on the barber's jaw and knocked the barber out. He set to work with tooth and nail and made the place a wreck. He grabbed the nearest gilded youth and tried to break his neck. And all the while his throat he held to save his vital spark. "And murder, bloody murder," yelled the man from Ironbark. A peeler man who heard the din came in to see the show. He tried to run the bushman in, but he refused to go. And when at last the barber spoke and said 'twas all in fun, 'twas just a little harmless joke, a trifle overdone. "A joke? Why, George, that's fine, a lively sort of lark. I like to catch that murdering swine some night in Ironbark. And now, while round the shearing floor, the listening shearers gape. He tells the story o'er and o'er and brags of his escape. Them barber chaps that keeps a tote, by George, I've had enough. One tried to cut me bloomin' throat, but thank the Lord it's tough. And whether he's believed or no, there's one thing to remark. The flowing beards is all the go, way up in Ironbark. All right, well, that's it for me tonight. Chillin' Tuesday. I got a big week ahead. We got Wednesday words tomorrow night. Yes, we got Thursday. We got film here. Friday night we got a doof. Saturday market. Every day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 2 o'clock. I'm doing Thundercloud's Australian Poetry Show. So get to Gyra, come and see us. Look, you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. Why not, hey? I'm Thundercloud, washing away the garbage, we spin around, whoop, leaving rainbows after it rains. Everybody knows Mum calls me James, but I'm not, I'm Thundercloud. Right. Well, I'll see you later. I think I'm going to have to go and fix my lectin because I just broke the leg off. But anyway, everything is wonderful. Have a beautiful life and we'll see you next week, tomorrow.